Borda, Borda. How are you? All okay? Sitting down nicely now? Ready to listen? Excellent. Um, Day to day, first day of the week, 7 days, and it's the first one today. Begins with a sound. It's Monday. Monday. In Welsh, dydd llun. I'm trying to learn. Dydd llun today. Heddiw. We'll get there. Oh, shouldn't I tell with heddiw? I think the sun's gone to sleep for a bit, isn't it? Mae'n gymylog heddiw ac mae'n wyntog. Can you say that? Mae'n gymylog ac mae'n wyntog heddiw. Yeah, so put your coat on. You still go for a walk, play outside, but it's not quite so nice. But still, there we are. Okay, today I've got a story, but it's kind of an old story and kind of a new story because it's another version of Jack and the Beanstalk. Now, I told you this is a very, very old story, and people have been telling this story for as long as anybody can remember, hundreds of years. And there's lots of different types of this story, different versions, and they've all got the same sort of story that's the same going on, but some of them have got things that are a little bit different. So we're going to read this one and we'll see what's the same, but we'll see what's different as well. Okay, and then we've got some beanstalk jobs today. Okay, so same title, Jack and the Beanstalk. 4 words there, Jack and the Beanstalk. And if you look carefully in there, which we're not going to do, but if you look later, you might see some letters we know. Okay, so here we go. Now, a lady called Barbara Van Yosi has done the pictures, but she didn't write the story. Nobody really knows. It's such an old story, but she did the pictures. And there are flaps. And you know I love a flap. But there's a couple of them are a bit broken, sorry. Well, I didn't break them. Don't know who did. Jack and the Beanstalk, here we go. So, Jack, can you see, Sam? Jack and his mother, it's the same, were hungry and cold, and winter was on the way. They had no money to buy food or firewood, and they were dressed in rags. Oh dear, yes, their clothes are very raggy. Jack tried to find work, but everyone said he was I don't like this word. Everyone said he was too stupid. I don't like that word. I'm just reading it. It's not a nice word. It's no good, Jack, said his mother. You'll have to sell the cow. What cow, I hear you say? This cow. There's the cow. Now, that looks quite a fat cow. Don't you think? Compared to the other one. That one's been eating lots of grass, I think. She's not looking too thin. So they're going to have to sell her. So there's Jack. There was a flap here, but it's broken. It's just a little bit of flap left, look. But there he is, and he's got the cow. So that's a lot the same, isn't it? Let's have a look next. Ooh, mind me flaps. Jack knew they would starve without money, so he set off for the market the very next morning. So off he goes, look. Right, wait a minute. There's a big flap here, look. On the way, he met a man. It's the same. He was an old man before, wasn't he? An old man. Who needed a cow. Very badly indeed. I will buy your cow, said the man. I have no money, but I will give you these very special beans in return. Ah, beans. Let me just hang on a second. Yep, I think there's still 5. So that's the same. But he didn't call them magic beans, did he? He said very special beans. You gave away our cow for a few silly beans, said Jack's mother. A lot the same. How stupid can you be? It's not very nice, is it? That's not a nice thing to say to somebody. I wouldn't call somebody that. And she threw all the beans outside. It says outside, but she just throw them through the window, just the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 6 actually. There's 6 beans in this one. It's a bit different. Right. Oh, hang on, no. This looks similar. The next morning, Jack woke up to find a huge beanstalk had grown outside his window. That's the same, isn't it? Look what's grown from the beans, he cried. Please don't climb up, Jack, said his mother. You're all I have left in the world. I must go, said Jack. But I promise I'll be back by bedtime. Watch, watch, watch. Ooh, there he goes. Right up there, right up there, right up there. He's nearly at the top in the clouds. That's a lot the same. Jack reached the top at last, where he found a magical hidden land. A fairy was waiting for him. This is different. Hello, she said. She explained that Jack's father had once owned all this land. Oh, this is different. But that a giant had killed him and taken it for himself. We'll see about that, said Jack. I'm off to find the giant. So now, this is given as a reason, isn't it, why Jack takes things from the giant. In the first story, he just went up there and took them because he thought he needed them. But this time, this story is saying that the giant was nasty and took it all away from Jack's father to start with and killed Jack's father. So Jack's going to go and get some things back. So this is sort of given as a reason why Jack takes the giant's things. Oh, here we are. What do you think this is? Very weird looking. The giant's house was so big it was easy to find, and to Jack's surprise, the door was opened not by a giant, but by a friendly woman. So have a look. Ooh, quite a normal-sized woman as well. Big castle. Looks like a face. Looks like that's the mouth. Come in and hide quickly, she said. My husband, the giant, loves to eat people. And you look nice and fresh. As Jack hid in a big cooking pot. Oh, hello. There he is. You see him? Little flat there. He heard the giant singing. Fee-fi-fo-fum. I smell the blood of a small human. Bit different. Don't be silly, said the giant's wife. Sit down and eat your lunch. It's salad. Now that's definitely different, isn't it? You didn't have no salad in the last one. Salad. As soon as the giant finished his huge lunch, his wife bought a chicken and put it in front of him. Now lay, the giant ordered. And as Jack watched from his hiding place, a beautiful golden egg appeared from beneath the hen. It's the same, isn't it? The hen's still laying those golden eggs worth lots of money. By and by, the giant nodded off. That means he went to sleep. His massive head was resting on the table. Quickly, Jack jumped out of the pot and picked up the hen and the golden egg. And he tiptoed out of the giant's house and ran all the way to the beanstalk. The chicken was quiet, wasn't it? It didn't wake the giant up, so Jack's got back to the beanstalk this time. That's different. Jack's mother was delighted to see him safe and sound. Her jaw dropped. That means she went like this. She was so surprised. Her jaw dropped when she saw the hen and the golden eggs it laid, for now they could buy food, firewood and clothes. That's not the end of this story, though. Don't leave me again, Jack, she begged. Stay with me now. But Jack was restless. He was keen to find out what else was at the top of the beanstalk. And so he climbed it once more. There he goes again. So he's going up there 2 times in this book. Perhaps more. We shall see. Back at the giant's house, The giant's wife let Jack in as before. She made him hide in the cooking pot again while the giant had his lunch. The giant fell asleep while he was gazing at 2 bags of silver and gold. Jack picked up both bags and ran for the beanstalk. There he goes. Look, he's very strong if you could carry those. Good Lord. They'd be very, very heavy. Did the giant wake up? No. The very next day, Jack made his way to the giant's castle one last time. Here he goes. This is the last time. So how many times has he been up? Leave you to think. He had to hide in a cupboard while the giant ate. He's eating a very big piece of meat there. Ugh. Jack was amazed to see a magic golden harp, that's a musical instrument, playing beautiful music all by itself. A magic harp. We used to have a lady come into nursery with a harp, and she used to play it for us. She's called Glenda. And sometimes I play that music in nursery. So if you Google a harp playing, you'll hear it and you'll know which music I mean. It's a beautiful instrument, but this one can play itself. Doesn't need Glenda. The giant fell asleep after eating 2 whole pigs and 1 cow. Good Lord. Jack jumped out of the cupboard and picked up the magic harp. He's got that now. Uh-oh. Something bad's going to happen. But the harp cried out and woke the giant, who gave chase at once. That means he's chasing after Jack. Here he comes, look. Jack's running with the harp. The giant's after him. Jack ran as fast as he could and slid down the beanstalk without stopping. The giant wasn't far behind. He reached the top of the beanstalk and started to climb down. Oh, there's a flap. There he goes. Look, there's Jack. Jack's going down. Giant's just got there as well. There's Jack's cottage at the bottom, look. Still got a long way to go. Jack picked up a very sharp axe. It's the same. A very sharp axe. And he swung it at the beanstalk. The beanstalk shook, but it didn't break. Jack swung again, and this time the beanstalk split in 2 with a terrific crash. The giant roared with rage and fell all the way down to the ground. Crash. That's the same. Thank goodness. Safe at last, cried Jack. And rich, added his mother. We'll buy food, firewood and fine clothes for the whole village. And that's their end. So, did you spot all the things that were different? Most of it's the same, isn't it? Most of it's the same. The pictures are a little bit different because somebody else drew the pictures, but lots of the story was just the same. But there were a couple of differences, weren't there? He went up that beanstalk 3 times, didn't he, to get different things. See if you can remember what they were. And it also told us why Jack thought he could go and take those things back as well. See if you can remember why. So that's a different version. And I dare say, if you Google the Jack and the Beanstalk story, you'll find it on video, probably on YouTube. And there might be some different things on there again. So you could have a look, couldn't you? See if you can find a version that's a different one again. Just changed a little bit, that's all. Okay, so that's a new Jack and the Beanstalk. So I got a Jack and the Beanstalk job for you. In fact, I've got 3. So, job 1. Around your house, it's one of those. I need you to find 5 things that are taller than you. Like the giant was taller than Jack. See if you can find 5 things that are taller than you. Okay. And 5 things that are shorter than you. Yeah? That might be a bit easier. 5 things that are taller, 5 things that are shorter. Take some photos. Okay, we're comparing sizes again. Okay, so you've got to find things that might be taller than you and stand next to them and see if they are. Because you're getting really tall now, so you might think some things are taller and they're actually not. I expect the door handle would have been taller than you at one time, but it might not be now, so you better check. Okay, so 5 things taller, 5 things shorter. See what you can find. Use those words as well. So that's the first job. Now the second job, I found a lovely activity. I went for a look onto, I could just Googled it, and I found a little boy and his mummy who'd made their own beanstalk. They didn't grow this one, okay, so they've cut it out, and they had lots of fun painting it outside, doing it with lots of different colours outside, so it didn't make a mess inside. And they made it very tall, okay. And then what they did was, the little boy made a photograph of himself. His mummy took a photo and printed it out, and they cut it out and they just stuck it on the beanstalk so he looked like Jack. Okay, but we're going to make it a little bit more complicated than that. So I do want you to make a beanstalk, and it should be a very long one. This isn't, you're going to have to paint it when it's on the floor because it's not long. That's the wrong word. Tall. It's going to be a very tall beanstalk. Use any paper you've got, join it together to make a long beanstalk. Okay, and it's going to need to be very tall. Be long when it's on the floor. See, that's how I'm getting confused. When you're painting it and it's on the floor, it's going to be long. But then when you stand it up and put it on the wall, it's going to be tall, isn't it? Yeah. So when you've done that, get a photo of you. Stand with your feet on the floor at the bottom of the beanstalk, because you're going to put it on a wall, okay, or a door. Stick it up there. Now you stand with your feet at the bottom, stand up straight, like a height chart, like you're having your height measured. And mum or dad, or you grown up, can measure how far up the beanstalk you go, okay, and stick a photo of you where you come up to, so you can see how tall you are by how far up your little picture is, okay. Then take a photo of everybody else in the house, get them to stand by the beanstalk, measure how tall they are, and put their photograph at the right height to show how tall they are. So when you've finished, everybody in your family, even your favourite toy or your dog or your cat, you could have measured how tall they are on the beanstalk and put a little photo or a picture of them the right height so we can see. And then you can see who's the tallest in your house, can't you? Because they'll go further up the beanstalk. They'll have climbed nearly to the top. Okay, so it's a height beanstalk, really, isn't it? Yeah. I just thought it was a bit nice. I'll keep you busy. So that's job 2. Okay. Job 3 is I've not done you a letter today, and I don't know if I will this week. I'll see how I feel. I did think of lots of other jobs to do, so we might leave letter till next week, but I might change my mind because, you know, fickle. But we need to keep our fingers and thumbs strong and practicing. So I've got I'm going to put a link up for Twinkle website. There are some pencil control sheets for Jack and the Beanstalk. This is just one of them, so I think there's 3 or 4, so you can print them all out, but I just printed this one to show you. So draw a line between the 2 pictures. So we got a giant chasing Jack down the beanstalk, and you've got to draw a line. He's got the harp there, look, he's got the harp. It's like the second story we've had. And he's after him, and it says draw a line, but it doesn't just mean draw a line like that, does it? Oh no. You need to follow this path very carefully with your pencil. Now, if you rush, you're going to bump into the sides. You've got to do it slow and careful so you don't touch the sides, and that is very, very hard, let me tell you now. It's easy to bump and make a mess, that's easy. But if you do it really careful so you don't touch the sides anywhere, easy with a finger, you're going to find it a bit more tricky, and you've got to look really carefully and control your hand really carefully, which we need to be doing now, because now we're writing, our hand needs to do as it's told. So I think there's 3 or 4, all a bit different. So have a go on those, print them out, click on the link, print them out, and have a go. That'll be lovely. And don't forget, we're holding our pencil properly. Nobody's holding it like this now. No, no, no. Pinch. These ones underneath are helping. Hold it tight. Right, carefully. If you use that hand, that's okay. Some people do. Left-handed people. But whichever hand, nice and careful. So, those are your jobs for today. Okay, so now I've got to go because I'm doing a Zoom session today. Got lots of people coming today, actually. And hopefully, somebody we know from nursery. Starts with a Well, I can't say she's definitely coming because we've got to make it work yet. So, but we're going to give it a go. Okay, so I'll let you know what happens. So send me photos of your jobs. I hope you're all building your castles because I'd like to see those. We're going to have some castle jobs later in the week. So that would be lovely if you could send me a photo. Okay, apart from that, time to go. So have a lovely day. I will see you on Wednesday. Okay, be good. Make sure you're doing your jobs and keeping busy and being good. Did I say that once? Be good twice. That's fine. All right then. See you on Wednesday. Bye.